Hello and welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Worst, a podcast where we watch movie trilogies and decide which movie just ain't that kind of movie, bruv. I'm your host, Griner, and joining me tonight...
My name's Conan, and I only make decisions when my stomach is full or my balls are empty.
And I'm Luke Morgan, and I'm a Catholic whore, currently enjoying Congress out of wedlock with my black Jewish boyfriend who works at a military abortion clinic. So, hail Satan, and have a lovely afternoon.
Yes. We are doing The Kingsman, of course. A series of movies that I always felt like never quite lived up to the sum of their parts, I think would be my opinion. Are you boys Kingsmen? Big fans of the Kingsman series? Luke, you picked this one?
Yes, it's kind of something I'd forgotten about. I watched the first one when it came out. I remember enjoying it. Never watched it again, and then never watched the follow-up or the prequel, and kind of forgot it existed as a series. And I guess I just thought that it was always something that it went downhill, after the first one. And it's sort of a thing where, there was memorable scenes I felt like that I remembered from it, but didn't really remember the whole movie itself. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed going back. So yes, I do consider myself a Kingsman.
A Kingsman.
Yes,
You are a Kingsman. Yeah, this is kind of like, I don't know, granted that's a good comparison. It didn't live up to some sort of parts. This franchise is so strange that it doesn't feel like it's supposed to be a franchise. Like the first movie, I saw it as well, and kind of like everyone seemed to get swept up in it because it wasn't a phenomenon, but it was successful. And like, it's one of those movies that I think everybody sort of saw. And yeah, like a couple of scenes have become pretty iconic. It obviously launched Taron Egerton's career, and he's a pretty decent celebrity now. Like this movie was pretty relevant. But yeah, then seeing or a sequel and a prequel, I'm just like, oh, did we like that enough for that? Did this warrant that? And apparently it did. And I mean, there's two other movies in the works. It looks like they're never going to happen, but like, this is a franchise that seems to have some sort of fan base. I don't know if it's me. Beyond, I don't know. I enjoy these movies. I don't know if I'm fans of these movies. They're weird. There's a real tension at work.
Yeah, it just feels like there's something missing. Like on paper, it should be right up my alley. Like secret societies, spy thriller, over-the-top action. A movie that doesn't take itself too seriously. Like all these things kind of tick some boxes for me. But at the end of the day, I'll watch it if it's on TV, and the first Kingsman is on TV all the time, and we still occasionally flick over to free-to-air TV. I know it's rare in 2025, but we do it occasionally. But like, yeah, I never seek these movies out to see them. I don't know. Yeah. It's strange.
Is it the British accents? Is that why?
No.
You don't like it, bro?
No, I like British accents. Give me more British accents. I even really like Taron Egerton. Like I enjoy him in these movies. He's really good in Sing, and my kids love Sing. And I just really enjoy his voice acting and singing in Sing. He's good as Elton John. He was really good in the Tetris movie even. Like
I need to watch Tetris.
Yeah. I find him charming and enjoyable. Eddie the Eagle's good too, yeah.
Eddie the Eagle's really good, yeah. Really wholesome. Yeah, this movie is like, the first one at least is kind of like, it feels like that definition of like a rewatchable movie. Like you'll flick over and see part and be like, oh yeah, this is that scene. This is the fun conversation with him. Oh, this is the Samuel L. Jackson first part. Oh, this is the church massacre. Like it's got a lot of, even not necessarily scenes that are like iconic. It's got, one or two, but it's just kind of broken up and it's like segmented into those pieces where you can be like, oh, this is where this is the training montage, where we see them learning
the
how
water
to
escape and
and like all those set pieces are kind of fun. And then his like him confronting his bullies or his mum's boyfriend. It's like all those scenes are kind of like they're not anything revolutionary, but they're good scenes in terms of there's a stake here and there is tension and it's like is he going to beat him up? Yeah, exactly. Like it's just kind of a good movie you can dip your toe into. And just, all the performances are really good. Like Colin Firth is just the personification of English gentlemanliness, like both in Pride and Prejudice, Victorian era and in modern spy era. He's just, the man can wear the shit out of a suit.
Yeah.
And so just, you flick over to a scene of him just being cool in a suit. It's like, yeah, right on. It's just, something about it.
Could these movies have used Pierce Brosnan? Would you have liked Pierce Brosnan to be in here somewhere?
I've said this before, but I honestly think Pierce Brosnan could be in every movie and just elevates it.
He should be in every movie, especially if he has that goatee. Like he needs to be in everything with that goatee.
I challenge you to find a movie where he would not enhance it.
Like we still talk about Dante's Peak just because he's in it. Like that's
iconic. name one high schooler who hasn't seen Dante's Peak.
Yes.
Yeah, like no, he is a good example. He could easily be like we're skipping ahead, but in the second one, the Golden Circle, he could easily be the replacement leader of the whole group, right? If he was the one who was the new Arthur, it'd be like, oh yeah, that's a really fitting cameo for him to be in. Like,
yeah.
And they kind of start. They get a few of the important British people, but
I was going to say, do these movies like need more star power though? Because you've got Colin Firth, you've got Samuel L. Jackson, Michael Caine, Mark Strong, Mark Hamill's in the first one. Like,
no, you don't. But
it's a pretty decent cast.
Like watching these movies as it keeps going on, I kept consistently being like, "What a cast!" Like this movie keeps growing and growing in cast. Like it's insane, actually.
The Golden Circle is stacked.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
I was watching an episode. I don't know how he got this many actors to do this movie. It's kind of a shock.
It was almost a joke. Yeah, we'll get into it when it talks in the second one. I just kept being surprised every time someone would turn around. I was like, "What? Like they're in this?" But had you guys? I just want to ask. So, had you guys only seen the first one, or had you seen all of these before?
I had seen the second one as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'd only seen the first.
Yeah. Okay. Same. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's break it down. Let's get into the stats.
Stats.
Kingsman: The Secret Service came out in 2014, had a budget of $81 million, made $414 million at the worldwide box office. Kingsman: The Golden Circle came out in 2017, $104 million budget, $410 million at the box office. And The Kingsman 2021, $100 million budget, made $125 million at the box office. Yeah, COVID times, very deep in COVID times, to give it some credit, I suppose. The critical reception, 60 for Kingsman: The Secret Service, 44 for The Golden Circle, and 44 also for The Kingsman. Definitely not like critical darlings.
Golden Circle's budget surprises me. It's like, but obviously, I don't know. Some of them actors, they got on board right before they blew up as well. So I don't know, but yeah,
maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting.
Jamon Hansu's still struggling for a payday. The poor guy. So I don't know if he took too much money.
There's also there's a lot of people in these movies with small roles too. Like not a ton of screen time for Jeff Bridges or Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
The second one smells like there's a bunch of like cameo roles. Like it smells like they were there for one day of filming, and that's fine. Channing Tatum is criminally underused.
Yeah, we'll get into that, but let's kick it off with Kingsman: The Secret Service. A spy organization recruits a promising street kid into the agency's training program while a global threat emerges from a twisted tech genius.
Yes, I remember when I first watched this movie at the cinema. I didn't really know anything about it at all. I'd heard that it's like a spy movie. And like it was getting decent reviews. I was like, okay, cool. That's a good enough excuse for me to go watch it. And I feel like I kind of remember really having a moment where the dude gets split directly in half. Where I was like, okay, this movie's different.
It's like, not your mum's spy movie.
This isn't my normal spy movie. What's the deal with this movie? And then like stuff keeps happening. Like, Grana, your background at the moment, like. The heads explode in different colors and all this sort of stuff. It's got its own unique style where it really doesn't take itself seriously at all. And I don't know. There's something over the years because that was 11 years ago. When the first one came out, it's kind of crazy. But like, the only thing I remembered was the church scene. Like that was the main thing I'd remembered and just like thought, oh, that was like a crazy scene. That was all with the choreography and everything like that. But I don't know. Going back to it and watching it again for the second time, like I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed myself again. Everyone plays their part like well, I think so.
Yeah, I think it's it's got all the makings for a good kind of superhero movie, right? Like it's got the getting the gang together and seeing the recruits compete to see who can survive. Like that whole schooling section's a lot of fun, I think. And as you say, like there's all these really cool scenes. Like that church scene is there's some really well and fun choreographed action in this movie, I think.
Yep.
And it definitely has a style. And, like, they're even pretty meta about it. Like, they have that conversation about spy movies and how they take themselves too seriously. Like, it's telling you what it's about. Like, it's wearing it on its sleeve. And I think it knows what it wants to be, and I think it gets there mostly. Still, for some reason, it just doesn't quite do it for me. I don't know what it is, but...
Yeah, I had the exact same thought, like, reviewing it, because in my mind, I was like, oh yeah, the first one's really good, like a really, really good movie. And I watched it, and I was like, it is good. But I had the same thought of, like, but there's something off. There is something missing. I don't know what it is. Like, and I was trying to analyze it. I'm like, it's not that because there is, like, a lot going on. There is this collision between old British spy stuff that they reference and, like, the new sort of broken British echet culture. So it's like, it's colliding these two things together, but it's mixing in, like, a lot of uncouth humor, irreverence, but then also, like, a lot of serious stuff in it where his father has died, and, like, that's a really somber stuff. And, like, his mum's getting abused, and, like, that's all not played for laughs. That's played pretty seriously. And there are moments towards the end where it's, like, really trying to, like, the music swelling in the chase, and it's like, is he going to survive? Are they going to do this mission? It's like, of course they are. We just spent 2 hours seeing how sort of ridiculous this all is. They always succeed. And that all, like I say, Grana, it kind of works, but I don't know if it's just because Matthew Vaughn's tone doesn't quite fit this stuff. Like, because this movie is totally got a point of view. It's got him, or like his fever dream of a spy movie that he probably had when he was 7 years old or something. But in the same way that, say, like, I couldn't help but compare it to Sherlock Holmes, like the Guy Ritchie Sherlock Holmes, that I like, but it's also was like, it just there's something a little bit off about it, because like, this is Guy Ritchie trying to play at Sherlock Holmes. They're like two mutually exclusive things. And with this, I'm like, I just don't know if Matthew Vaughn is necessarily, I don't know if his tone, his sensibilities, his worldview quite translates. And that's why I feel like there's something just a little bit off. And like,
yeah,
because he does lots of these things right. Like Kick-Ass is like a kind of similar in a lot of ways tonally, but I guess that works a bit more because it's just like, this is sort of a modern day grounded one, I guess. It's not quite as far-fetched as this, where it's like there are, you know, people getting cut in half by women with razor feet. Like, I don't know, that one feels like it's toned down a little in the absurdity, and so the seriousness can play out. And like his first movie, Layer Cake, is a really fun spy movie, but like very grounded. So I don't know. It's left me with. I'm really trying to figure it out. Like, I can't quite crack what it is, but I want to like this more, and I do think like it's a good movie. But I'm like, why isn't it a great movie? I guess.
Yeah, I can't, like, I've thought about it a lot too, and I just can't come up with an answer. Because you're right, there's just so many of those scenes where it tries to be really serious, like his dad dying. There's that scene where his mum he tells his mum to lock the baby in the bathroom just before she loses her mind, and she's like trying to break through the door, and you just like see the view of the kid crying, like. It's heartbreaking. It's traumatizing. And then you've got like Samuel L. Jackson speaking with a lisp and fainting because he sees blood. Like, it is really all over the place. And maybe it is just too all over the place. I don't know. Maybe you can't have your cake and eat it too in this case.
Too much whiplash where it's back and forth. Am I meant to be having fun, or am I meant to be feeling horrible that this mum's trying to kill a baby? You know,
That's exactly, Samuel L. Jackson's like meant to be super evil, but it's impossible to ever think he's anything but sort of just a goof, because he's like, talking with a lisp, he serves Big Macs at a fancy dinner party. He's like,
hey, the president does that apparently, so you know, it's not that far fetched.
What does that say? Yeah, the supervillain can do it, and the president of the United States. Wow.
Exactly.
Anyway,
What do they have in common?
Yeah, it's like, it's hard to figure out what you're supposed to do. Yeah, so, okay, maybe that's a good point. Like, whiplash is kind of a good way to put it. It keeps taking you down one path to the next. And like, even with the church massacre, right? Really, really great scene. Really effectively done, like, shot and all that. But then, like, that's a fun scene. Like, it is crazy, chaotic fun. Just killing 50 bigots in one building. And then as soon as he stumbles out, it's like, it's really serious, because he's like, what did you do to me? And he's actually like shocked and is like, oh wait, I'm supposed to feel distraught now. What happened? But it's like,
I just had a ball like that. I just thought it was fun, and now shit, I'm meant to feel bad.
And like in the space of 30 seconds, it's like I've been taken to both extremes of this, and I'm not. That's doesn't quite compute.
Hmm.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. Who knows?
Maybe.
You know, you touched on it earlier. I really do like the whole school side of it, sort of thing, where it's like going through the courses. The parachute scene, I really like that scene, and
Yep.
it being revealed they all had parachutes. Like, it's just, you know, they do try and keep him safe. There's the dog thing, which is really interesting. He's got his dog stuffed, Mr. Pickles. It's, I don't know. Colin Firth is great. I really like Colin Firth.
He is really good. He gives some pretty good monologues here too. Like he's so prim and proper. It's interesting seeing him here, and then like because we saw him in Bridget Jones as well, particularly the last one. Just how old he was looking. Like it's nice to see him a bit younger and spry. I guess I don't know. Doesn't make me feel as old.
No, it's only 10 years ago, man.
I know that's the thing. That's the thing. That's been a hell of a 10 years for Colin Firth. I feel like
it's the ravages of age, man.
Yeah. But
he's a perfect casting for it because like every word he says is so aristocratic, and then sometimes he just says something. He says something silly, or like you've got Taron Egerton trying to talk like an Eshe there, and you've got him sitting across from him like talking about how he's got to let off a little bit of steam, and he just beats up people with an umbrella.
I love the bar scene where he locks the door.
Yeah.
And there's maketh man.
Yeah, manners maketh man.
It's great. It's a great scene. And then you have the callback in Golden Circle to that as well. But yeah. Like I don't know why I didn't really get that whiplash watching it. Like I just enjoyed the ride, But
so because I saw on your letterbox you only gave it 3 stars. Now that to my mind is not an overly that's not an overly I don't know. If I keep saying 3 stars, I'm not really being like, I enjoyed it. I'm like, it was okay.
Now, when did I
Am
get
I right in reading it?
I didn't have I reviewed that when I first got Letterboxd, and it must have been one of the movies that just popped up as in like, have you watched this? And I was going through and just doing stars because I definitely didn't review that since I've watched it recently. And like it's a fun movie. I don't think it's like an all-time banger, but like I'd probably give it a solid 3.5 stars now. It gets an extra half now that I've rewatched it.
Yep.
It was just from my memory, and like my memory was just the church scene, but which is spectacular.
that is really the scene that everyone remembers, right? Like I think everybody.
I feel like
knows
100%. Yeah.
It's like you really only need one good scene to stick in your head, and that's I don't know.
Yeah.
People love one takes. What can I say?
It's true. Yeah, I feel like even the climax, the ending is not as strong as that church scene. Like you get the fun slow mo of everybody's head exploding in neon colors. That's pretty fun, but there's no really cool action to be had there. Really,
I love that they just wipe out all the rich people in the world, like all the rich people that would have been in their own special bunkers or gone in vans. They're just their heads are exploding, and that's just a casualty you got to have. Sorry.
Yeah, because even the whole last scene, like the escape / shootout in the tunnels with the guards, it's fine, but it's definitely not nearly as good as the church. And it's like, I don't know, when you peak too early, it can be a little bit disappointing. But what do you guys? I saw a lot of discourse online, and I never gave it as much thought. But like, what do you guys think about the Princess Tildy stuff at the end with the? Kind of like the now infamous anal joke.
Yeah.
Because that is the other thing that, like, I feel like I know most about this movie, and people reference it. People say they don't like it. Some people defend it. Like, I don't know. I didn't think it was that big a deal, but apparently it is. Were you guys offended? Or are you pro?
I'm pro anal with princesses. What can I say?
He's a Mario fan. No, so I don't know. I'd kind of forgotten about that, and then like it feels a little out of left field. But I mean, what isn't out of left field with this movie? It's not offensive. I don't feel like by any means. Is it necessary? Probably not. Even probably to the point that they go, where it gives you his first person view at the end, and obviously like that. That's probably maybe where the people find it offensive, where it's like, what are we watching on our big screen cinema? I took my kids to watch this. They just wanted to watch people get murdered in a church. Why are they watching this sex stuff?
I don't remember it being as explicit in the movies. I remember it like going down. You see the top of over her ass, but you don't see as much detail as you do on like the now streaming version. So I
What,
feel like
you reckon they made it worse on the streaming version? They're like, now
Yeah,
you're at
like-
home.
Now with extra
Let's
anal.
really bump it out.
oh this that happens all the time. Like DVDs always were like this is the unrated version. Like cinemas will tone the volume. They always get like a slightly edited version
Mm.
because they know people are going to Like that's not. So I'm not surprised about that. But I could be misremembering. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do sometimes feel like this movie tries to be a bit edgy, right? And like that's one of those moments for me where it's like, oh, she said anal, and then they showed kind of showed some softcore. Like it's not. I don't know. It's just like it feels like they're trying to be a bit edgy, and maybe that doesn't really play.
The only thing is, I wasn't sure if it was like a subtle reference to that, but I was really hoping Elton John was going to say the exact wording to Colin Firth, like "If you save the world, we can."
No, his line is so much better. His line is so good.
No.
It's slightly subtle, but it's good. It's
a
really
subtle
funny.
version of it. The backstage pass.
It's more. It's cleverer. But yeah, I was
More
the same. I was expecting him to just replay.
Yeah.
That would have been kind
Just
of
say the exact word, but
That would have been funny. Yeah, right.
Maybe that's it. Like this movie does kind of feel like it's trying to be a little bit edgelord. It's trying to push things a little bit further to be like, whoa, you can't get away with that, can you? And like you can sort of tell this movie is made in a lab for teenage boys. And that's not to be disparaging, but like it's got British street guys, it's got spies, it's got like hot girls. It's kind of got all the basic stuff that teens would be into.
pugs. It's got pugs.
It's got teens love pugs, I guess.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably more in tune with what teens are into than I am.
Mm.
But yeah, there are moments like the edginess does kind of fall apart. It just feels like like edginess by its nature is kind of try hard.
Mm.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing where it can come across try hard sometimes, where it's like, you made an edgy joke. All right.
Yeah, like even the opening where they cut that guy in half. I had the same thought. I remember being like, whoa, this is going to be a different spy movie. But at the same time, like that's kind of dumb. And the whole thing is just like this is really trying to like gross you out in the moment, and just
The thing from that scene, I remember as well coming out of being like, oh shit, that was Luke Skywalker. Like I feel like Mark Hamill then in 2014, like this is before Force Awakens and stuff like that. Like I felt like it didn't click in my head. Like Mark Hamill, I don't feel like he'd made his return really to Hollywood when that happened. And I remember like, oh shit, that was Luke Skywalker in that movie. Then that's crazy.
Yeah, I'd completely forgotten it was him.
Yeah,
it does feel like a weird choice.
He's a bit odd. He's fine.
His head blows off.
No, like I'm not saying he's bad. No, I'm just saying it's a weird choice for him to make. Like I don't know.
I mean, he's made a few weird choices. Last Jedi,
Here. Amen.
We'll get their edgelords on our side with that one. But so you guys enjoyed the movie, though?
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. Like overall, I enjoy it. I don't know. It feels like it should be better. So I should like it more. Maybe is the more appropriate way to put that.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. I really think each time I think of it, like this kind of should be the big proper spy genre, whatever. Like, this should be the big thing of its era, or like this should have launched a bigger franchise. But it really feels like it only just managed to launch a franchise that I'm still like, why is this here? But again, it's a cable movie. It's like a rewatchable movie. It is the kind of thing that I just think is it's really it's well paced. It is super easy to just dip in and out of. And there's a lot of value to that for a movie. Like I really like a movie that, popcorn thing that I could, like I say, Grant, I also like to put on free-to-air TV every now and then and be like, I can just go to the kitchen and not have to worry about pausing it. And I don't know, there's something nice about it. And this is that movie. Like there's really nothing to think about. You just see the parts you like and the rest of it sort of makes itself very clear. There's no subtext. There's nothing to really worry about. It's just a fun time. But it's almost elevated enough to be like, this should be a great time. This should be a movie that I stream and have to pause because I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
But
all right. Let's move on to its sequel. The Kingsman: The Golden Circle came out in 2017. After the Kingsman's headquarters is destroyed and the world is held hostage, an allied spy organization in the United States is discovered. These two elite secret agencies must band together to defeat a common enemy.
I feel like these movies consistently do stuff where I'm like, oh shit, they really just went there. Like, I'm like, oh, they really just killed all them people off. Like that's just how it is. And it feels like that in the first one with Colin Firth, where I'm like, oh, they just shot him in the head, and he's gone. And then obviously comes back in this one, but them blowing everybody up. Like I made a joke when the chick jumps off the bed at the school. I forget her name, Roxy, where she
Yeah.
like jumps off the bed, and then you see the explosion. I'm like, oh, good thing she jumped off the bed, thinking that she would have survived. Like it was like a thing that she jumped somewhere, but obviously he's like, no, they killed all them people off. Dumbledore shows up as the new Michael Caine, and they kill him off like the next scene as well. And I'm like, oh, yeah, it's crazy.
That is true, but that's also such a problem. Like, why did I don't know? They did Roxy really dirty. Roxy is a
I agree.
completely like. She is fairly pivotal in the first one. She's like his connection to the whole thing. They have that not a will they won't they, but they have it's kind of like a subversion, I guess. Like they have a friendship, and they are offside. And it's like, oh yeah, cool. This is going to be really fun. There's going to be, she'll help him when he really needs to because she's very capable in her own right. And to just kill her off in this very unceremoniously.
They killed JB. They killed his pug, and like that's kind of shocking to me. Where I was like, oh shit, did they actually just kill his dog? They did. They did.
Is that something we care about? Okay.
Yeah, it's a big point in the first movie that he won't kill the dog, and then they just blow him up.
There's a difference between like a person shooting a dog in their head and a dog getting killed in collateral damage that I feel like they're not quite the same emotional weight.
This movie does like feel very prepared to just shed everything from the first one. Like his mum's nowhere to be found again. Like there's a lot of characters they just kill off
until the wedding. She like shows up
totally
at the
leave
wedding
behind. Yeah.
And she doesn't even talk. She's just like clapping in the crowd at the wedding. It's like, oh, that's right. He has a mum.
Yeah.
But obviously, they were just like, you know what? We need to get Channing Tatum in here. We need to get Jeff Bridges. We need to get Pedro Pascal.
Halle Berry.
Halle Berry. Like people just keep showing up, man.
Yeah.
I was cackling actually when Pedro Pascal showed up. I was like, are you kidding me? I was like, let's just keep adding more people. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. So I'd never seen this one. Like I said, I only watched the first one, and I'd always assumed like it, drove off a cliff after the first one. So I never really had an interest in watching these. I had a lot of fun, and I didn't think I was going to at the start because I maybe came in with a bit of a bias where I was like, at the start, I feel like I'm watching it. There's the robot dogs, and I was just like, it's like. They go too far. I'm not a fan of this. I was like, this is silly. The robot arm, like crawling around. I was like, this is a bit ridiculous. But I ended up having a lot of fun. Like I was just like, you know what, this is fun. And I feel like maybe this one has less whiplash because of that. I feel like it goes more on the fun side. Obviously, it still has its serious moments, but I feel like it's not so much back and forth. I feel like it is a bit over the top across the board. Like dudes being put in minces and hamburgers being made. And there's no blood splattering everywhere as he goes in. It's just clothes shredding apart for some reason, which is unrealistic. But
and it's like, perfectly minced meat at the end too. Like it's perfectly minced. It's not full of other bits and pieces.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't love this movie. Like, I think it tries to do a lot of things. I don't think it succeeds at all of them. Like, there's too many people in this movie. Apparently, Channing Tatum was supposed to be a bigger part. Like Pedro Pascal or Channing Tatum, pick one or the other, get rid of the other one. Like they don't need both. Julianne Moore is not as strong as Samuel L. Jackson's villain. No, like very dull in my opinion. Not didn't like the first one I like, but I don't feel it quite works. This one just doesn't work for me really at all.
Yeah, the first one's like pretty unique. This one feels very much like it's just retreading a lot of the territory. Like it's to the point where like they shed all the other characters except Merlin, and it's like so kind of so they can just reset. And it's like he's got to get another team together now, and this time it's the American version. Like that classic sequel of just do the same movie in a different sort of country, a different setting. This kind of has that a little bit. And Julianne Moore is the same deal. She's meant to be like a sort of a bit of an off-kilter villain who's super evil. Yeah, exactly. Eccentric, disarming, and she's really nice and she's into the 50s, but she's mincing dudes up.
So Colin Firth comes back from the dead, has amnesia.
Colin Firth in it again because he was the anchor in the first. Like and all of that stuff all that stuff sort of works on its own, but as a sum of its parts, it's just I've been here before. And I didn't find any of this. I really don't know if I found any of it that compelling. The
first one doesn't have Elton John.
Do we like Elton John in this podcast? Where do we stand on him?
I'm an Elton John. I'm an Elton John guy.
I think he's
Elton
pretty
John
alright.
still?
He's alright in this movie. He has some pretty funny lines, and like
I just mean in general.
In general, I'm okay. I don't mind his music. It's pretty good.
Yeah, can you feel the love tonight, man? He made Lion King. You know?
No, I can't. No, I can't.
Saturday
Maybe that's why I
night,
don't
right
like
for fighting. If that comes on, man, I'm tapping my foot straight away. And I was very keen to see that come on. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I feel like this is a weaker movie than the first one. Like I enjoy the first one more, but I feel like this one I was able to just be like, oh, this is stupid fun. Like, and I felt like that's what it was trying to get across. You know, like with even the cameos, like Channing Tatum shows up in the cowboy hat. As soon as he started talking, I was like, oh my God, is this Channing Tatum? And just with the amount of people showing up, I just feel like it takes itself less serious in this one. You have robot dogs. And I don't know. I felt like after the first shock of everyone just being wiped out and killed, and I was like, oh my God, they're resetting the board. It does feel like it's just like, oh, we're gonna have the fun moments from the first one again, and do try and outdo it. I don't think it ever really does outdo anything from the first one, but yeah,
No.
I had fun.
Like, there's no scene here that compares to the church scene, right? Like I can't even think
There's
of
a-
anything like it.
There's a scene they try to recreate something like it, don't they? Am I imagining that?
There's the
Am I missing-
snow scene with Pedro Pascal taking people out, like in the
Hmm.
with the lasso, which is probably the best match to it.
Yeah, mate.
And maybe even the final fight between Pedro Pascal and Colin
No, it
Firth.
wasn't
And
that. No, I fell
Easy,
asleep in that and had to rewind. No, maybe I'm imagining. I thought there was a scene where I was like, oh yeah, this is them trying to redo something like it, but
The opening in the taxi is pretty good. Pretty good scene, like them fighting it out in there,
Yeah.
back and forth. Pretty fun. I didn't mind a few of the callbacks to the first one where they're like, we know we're doing the same thing again, but here's the manners maketh man scene, except for he misses all his shots and nearly gets taken out because he's just recovered from amnesia. How convenient.
Yeah.
Or like the backstage pass, which we've already talked about ad nauseum.
Funny. Anal. That's funny.
But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Just Jeff Bridges felt weird. Is that a wig he's wearing in this movie? Horrid hair. Couldn't. His hair was very distracting to me, and I don't know if I'm the only one that felt that way.
too little facial hair. He needs a beard.
Is that what
Jeff
it is?
Bridges
Okay.
needs a beard.
I think that's it, yeah.
Kind of
Jeff-
clean-shaven Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Bridges without a beard is weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
He just
Even to the
doesn't
point where I
look-
was like, why does he look like AI? There's something not right about Jeff Bridges.
He looked like a Muppet, is what I thought.
Yeah.
They digitally edited his beard out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you make of the whole, like, the president obviously is just going to let every junkie die in the world, and they put him in a stadium in all these cages. It feels
No.
very ridiculous.
Is that ridiculous now in the year of
Oh,
our
not
Lord
this
2025? Is that far-fetched?
Would you bother with the cages though at this point? You just put them all in there.
I mean, look, that's my
put him
issue
in a
with all.
stadium.
That's my issue with all movies now. Is I'm like all these movies that are about these secret societies and like the evil of man. I'm like, look, evil's pretty banal. It's happening as we exist, and there's really no need for a super plan. You just kind of lie. It's still a lot of lies that just sort
Yeah.
of happens. So I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's all a lot more boring than we're led to believe by Hollywood.
Yeah, I was expecting a lot more exciting shit, but
We have
No,
the music festival Eggsy goes to. Puts his
Yeah,
moves on the girl.
that's the that's the anal equivalent, right? And
Probably.
I don't know. It's very impractical.
yeah.
Like, could you stick
Yeah,
your
it-
finger up her nose at that point if you're worried about what your fiance is going to think?
Yes, that's exactly right. That whole thing's kind of silly. The way it's shot is really dumb. Where it's like, again, it's trying to be super edgy. Where it's like going inside a vagina.
Yeah,
But
that's
then-
right. It swims around as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just kind of like But the that whole him and Tildy sort of thing doesn't work. I don't think. Like, try to give her to be his like what's grounding him instead of his mum.
Yeah.
I see the idea, but in my mind, it's I don't know.
It was definitely a choice to bring her back. Like, as the movie started and she's still there and like actually plays a big role, I was like, oh, okay. I thought that was just going to be a joke, you know?
Yeah.
So all them
That's
people
right.
outraged at the first. They're in a serious relationship. So, you know, like, it's it's not
Well,
just
people-
a sex thing.
What people do behind closed doors is fine. That's their business. But yeah, that having that in his whole like that classic like you can't have a real life and be a spy. That sort of tension there is really rote. And when she gets upset at him because he's like, I have to do this, it's like, well, I mean, this guy's literally saved the world from this guy who's going to blow heads up.
Mm.
Like, he's probably warranted the trust right to be like, hey, look, I've got to do this one sexual thing to, again, save the world. And I don't know, she has that role of being the disgruntled girlfriend who's like, no, you can't do that. And it's like, really? Like, is that, if you're in that relationship, do you really think there's never going to be a compromising situation?
That's the thing. That moral dilemma really should have been like that. I don't know why they completely removed the mum really out of the second one. Like it should have been because it's believable his mum would have had drugs in her system. To the point that like she's the person that's paralyzed. He'd probably be calling his mum to be like, "Mum, I've got to do this thing with this woman, but just trust me."
Like, yeah, having that mum just would have made more. Because he even says that it's like move into this new place with me, so it would make sense if they're living together. And I don't know, that would have been a better choice.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not here to rewrite the movie, but all the Princess Tildy stuff I found was silly. The dinner party scene is kind of funny.
Yeah.
I didn't love it.
Put that down right now.
Where at first Roxy's feeding him information. And then, yeah, he's just the classic setup where he's not yelling at him, he's yelling at someone else he sees.
Classic.
Yep.
Classic.
Well, we've all been there. Yeah.
So,
yeah. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Like,
I would say all of these movies are too long. Even the first one, I think, could use with a good editor.
Hour 45, hour 40 would be perfect lengths for all three of these movies, and they push it a bit too far. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's Did you see the Pedro Pascal flip come in? Obviously, Colin Firth does, and once he spotted it, you're kind of like, oh well, he'll be right about this. But
yeah, like it might be more interesting if Colin Firth was wrong, right? Like, I don't know. It's just not that interesting, right? Like there's nothing he does before that point to make him a bad guy, and it's only after that point that he becomes one. You know what I mean? Like, he's not even really a double agent. He's not doing anything to undermine them up to that point.
No.
I expected it purely because it's mirroring Michael Caine's betrayal in the first one. And so you can't, again, like with this movie the whole time, I couldn't help but shake the feeling that I was sort of rewatching the first one again. So I was expecting a betrayal. Like, someone's going to have to turn here because that's how this movie is constructed. And then I knew it'd be Pedro because he's played a lot of villains in his life, and like I don't know, what did we do? The Equalizer, where he was the bad guy in the Equalizer. Spoiler alerts for the Equalizer 2. But
that's true.
I don't know.
Wonder Woman.
He's made a bit of a career of being like the nice dad who could also
some
be
shady
bad.
shit. Who might not
That's
be
right.
very morally correct.
Yeah,
but we love him anyway.
Like that's literally his thing. That's Pedro Pascal's thing. He's definitely done some bad shit in his life, but can't help but love him.
Exactly.
Have you seen that Apple ad that he's in? That is the bad shit he's done in his life.
Actually, yeah, anyway. I saw it. Yeah.
No, ever since they started putting ads on streaming services, I have seen Pedro Pascal dance to Apple Music so many times. It's driving me crazy.
I think I got that ad watching Kingsman Golden Circle. So. Yeah.
No, it's frustrating.
I need to watch this now. No. I don't want AI to tell me what it is. Holy shit.
All right. We ready to move on?
Yep.
Before we do, have you guys seen Argyle?
Yes.
Because it's kind of a secret fourth Kingsman movie, right? Like,
it really is.
They tie it in as a Kingsman movie at the end of Argyle. Don't see Argyle.
Actually?
Yeah. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Henry Cavill is a fictional character written by Bryce Dallas Howard, and at like in the final scene, he goes to a Kingsman bar. Like, it's bizarre. It's a really weird tie-in. I don't really know.
We should have included that.
I don't know what Matthew Vaughn's trying to do, but he's putting that also into the Kingsman cinematic universe. Don't watch
No,
Argyle. It's not worth
I
watching.
didn't mind Argyle. It's not as strong as any of the Kingsman movies. I don't feel.
Well, actually, I probably would have watched it over one of these movies, maybe two.
Ooh.
Oh, holy, okay. Yeah, I didn't see it. I heard it was really bad, and which is a shame because it looked like coming up to it. I was excited. I was like Matthew Vaughn doing another spy thing, Henry
Henry
Cavill.
Cavill.
But yeah,
Yeah.
now I'm getting the vibe. I'm like Matthew Vaughn needs to stop trying to make spy movies.
Maybe.
He really likes spy movies.
Yeah, he does, and I don't know if he's that great at making them. Unfortunately,
That movie at least doesn't try to be edgy. That's the one thing I think that it does that these movies.
My kids watched it. They went to the
Yeah.
movies with me and watched that. So yeah, there was no like princess anal like sex scenes. So yeah.
wow.
Fun for everyone.
Would every movie be better with a princess anal reference? If Super Mario movie had that at the end credits, would that
I
be
think
the
it
same?
was. I think there was, but it was very subtle.
Could you imagine the popcorn being thrown around in a Minecraft movie if it had a princess anal scene?
Chicken jockey.
Big things happening.
All right.
Yeah.
The Kingsman 2021. In the early years of the 20th century, the Kingsman Agency is formed to stand against a cabal plotting a war to wipe out millions of people. This is a great name for a prequel.
It is. It's
Kingsman.
very well named.
Yeah.
Honestly, a great idea. I remember when this movie was coming out, I was like, "That's dope. That sounds so good. Like an origin story of the Secret Service. It's like a period piece of World War One spy sort of sets this up because the wars. No one's ever seen anything like World War One before. And that's a great idea. And then, for whatever reason, I didn't see this. I think it's because I hadn't seen the second one and I couldn't follow the highly cerebral
Nobody did
storyline.
apparently. Nobody did.
No one turned out for this.
Yeah.
And yeah, reviews came out and were middling, and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't really care that much. But this movie, like, I liked this movie. This movie more than any other ones. I was like, this should be the best friggin' film ever made. This should be like 10 stars. But it's not. There's a lot wrong with it. But I don't know. There's still some really good stuff in this movie. Like,
Can I say
Name one thing that's good in this movie. This movie sucked.
what?
I didn't like this movie at all.
Oh damn!
No,
Hey,
it has
not
some
enough-
okay bits,
not
but I
enough
didn't
chicken
enjoy
jockeys?
it. I didn't not enough chicken
for
jockeys.
you?
The alternate history is all over the place.
I'm like, isn't that by definition what
Kind
alternate
of,
history is?
kind of. No, I like the idea of going alternate history, right? But I don't think they do anything particularly fun with it.
No, I agree. They don't
too
do.
far into it.
No, yeah, they don't do as much interesting as they could. It's just like it had like again when they were going to assassinate Franz Ferdinand. I'm like, oh yeah, we got to see it. That's cool. And it ends up just being. It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, the guy who did it was in part of some cult or something, and it's not really sure what it is. It's like a rebellion movement, but for some reason they call their leader a shepherd. It's very weird. So I agree with that. Like, it's not super well executed.
Yeah.
But I know, like, starting with they're in the Boer War, and it's like Ralph Fiennes there, and it's like, oh, yeah, this guy's dope. He's just such a. He is the King's man.
He is the King's man.
And like, you got Jimon Honsu there being the lovable sort of
Charles
sidekick
Dance.
from a colonial time. You got Charles Dance. Like, you've got all that stuff really works. I know it's a really good period piece. It does fall apart with some things, and a lot of the conspiracy elements are pretty dumb. Which is a shame because, like, that is honestly where, if that was well executed, I think it could be so good.
I think that was my problem with it, actually. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Here's the assassination. Oh, this is actually kind of boring. Like, nothing really interesting happens here. Like, Rasputin's pretty fun, but again, like, he should have been the villain. Honestly,
I thought he was.
I thought he was. Yeah. Yeah.
I was so confused. I was expecting. I think it's weird though. It's like Rasputin, notoriously has all these stories of him being attempted to be killed like 6 or 7 times, and he just couldn't die.
surviving poison. Yeah, like.
So they kill him in the middle of the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, he'll come back as a villain. Cool, and he never does. It's like this is the one guy you can get away with doing that and be like, it makes sense. It's the weirdest choice.
Yep.
I will say, so touching on what I talked about earlier, where they really go with it, I really felt like my jaw hit the floor when like Conrad gets shot in the head.
Yeah.
I was like no way. Like they didn't just kill him off like that. Like that. And they do, and it really is just like, yep, no, he got shot in the head because of this misunderstanding, because he swapped identities, and his teammate shoots him in the head, and he's
But
gone.
yeah, I agree. And look, this is probably the big problem with this movie is that scene both is really good and really bad. Because I agree, them killing Conrad, I'm like, shh. Like we said, these movies, they go for it. They will do things that other movies won't. And so they just kill him off, even though he is kind of the emotional anchor.
Really?
Yeah, he's like the emotional anchor for Ralph Fiennes. Like, you assume the whole story is going to center around his return and all this stuff. So to kill him off is a really good choice. The problem is, like, that feels kind of contrived, where it's like a one dude's just like, "You're not him, you're a spy," and shoots him in the head. Like, fuck, really? Is that really how this? I wasn't in the trenches of World War One. Maybe everyone was pretty tense. Maybe your sleep deprivation does shit to you. But it felt a bit silly where he comes back and everyone's like, "What a great job, you were amazing," and someone was like, "Nah, not him," and just shoots him in the head. I was like, "This." I don't know. I feel like it could have been better done. That being said, the scene before that, the nighttime, like the sneak out scene to the no man's land, the gas mask, and they have to silently like melee kill each other. So friggin' good.
Yeah.
Rivals that like not as technically well made, but that was that rivals the church massacre. Of like, this is really hardcore and really clever and really interesting.
It's really tense. It's
really tense. They can never make a noise, and it's like, it's so good. Grana, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. I just
you're not like fun.
No, I don't find World War One very fun, and I'm offended that you do.
It's not the problem.
You're not like Rasputin licking Ralph Fiennes.
I enjoyed that actually. I wanted that to go for longer. No, I enjoyed all the Rasputin stuff. Right. The problem is that that ends, and then the rest of the movie is quite not for me. I don't know. The World War One scenes like felt out of place and went for too long. And then the whole finale up on this weird cliff with the goats and the holy door and the reveal of the villain, a guy I didn't care about at all.
It's Morton.
It's Morton, everyone. Holy crap.
Who you knew was the mole. Like, you could tell from the start. You're like, oh, this dude's the mole in the background.
I thought it might have been Hitler or something interesting, but no, it's just Morton. I know they told
actually Scottish.
I did watch the post-credit scene. Don't worry.
What if I told you Hitler is in this?
Oh, was there a post-credit scene?
Yes.
Did you not see the Hitler stinger?
It's Stalin and Hitler teaming up, which is historically inaccurate. But anyway,
is it though? Look, let's get into some political theory here.
Yeah, okay.
What's really the difference between the ultra left and the ultra right? Yeah, that's right. The wings of liberty. The wings of their wings. So when they're this far apart, but you put them together, they're the same, man. That's why it's called the wings.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Get learned. Get learned. Yeah, there's the weirdest stinger. Like, having him appear in a little cameo, like he's the Thanos of this universe, is bizarre as all hell. But
I need to go back and watch this post-credit scene. Rasputin's a lot of fun. And even you look at the posters and you think Rasputin's the big bad of the movie, and he has that presence about him. Like, when he walks in that room and everyone's at the table, Rasputin is the center of attention. Like, you're focusing on what he's doing and his conversations, and obviously he's plays a big role in it. I love his dancing fight scene of him just constantly spinning and doing moves and dodging people and vomits out the poison.
This is what I like about Kingsman. That's the only place it exists in this movie.
Yeah, right. So, I don't know. I actually think I prefer the sort of serious, the more somber nature of this one, I guess.
No.
But they're super different. This being a World War One movie is very different to being a modern spy film.
Oh, of course. But
yeah, I don't know. I think for me, having the son, that whole sort of arc, the son, and he wouldn't let him fight because his mother got killed in war and he's seen the horror. That all I thought was really good. And then I cared more about that than I think I did about any of the other emotional stakes in the other two. And his son dies, and the only way he can redeem himself or sort of redeem his, I guess, make peace with it all is by saving the world. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That all fits. It's very cohesive. Yeah, I know, it clicked with me.
Again, a good cast. You have Daniel Bruhl show up
playing the same role he plays in every freaking movie ever.
I was like, oh, it's the dude.
It's Zemo.
America. It's Zemo. He was alive back then. I knew it. Aaron Taylor Johnson was here as
Yeah.
well. It's like people that are there for tiny roles, but they're big actors and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. When this movie ends, like, okay, when this movie started, I felt off. I was like, I don't know if I'm feeling this movie. I was like, I kind of miss the modern, spy stuff. I'm not like super into this. As it went on, and I guess, yeah, once Rasputin got involved, I was like all about it. And I was like, oh, this is fun. And I feel like after Conrad dies, I was like, okay, shit. Like I sat up and I was like, all right, I need to pay attention. Like this is getting real.
Yeah.
But like that ending scene where they're going around and giving everyone the code's name and they're forming the Kingsman, I was like, I'm ready for a sequel to this. Like, all right, I want to see like what's happening next. And then yeah, it just feels like this franchise is dead in the water, which is a shame. But
Well, there is a sequel to this still in pre-production, allegedly, The Traitor King, all about the rise of Hitler, which would just be really weird.
which they set up apparently, and
Yeah, they do.
I'll do it myself.
I can't believe you missed it. I can't believe you missed that.
Yeah, I know.
I even went back when I watched Golden Circle. I was like, I need to go back because I was like, was there a post-credit scene where it was revealed that Colin Firth was alive? You know, because it was like obviously he's in the second one, but no, there wasn't. I didn't Google if there was a post-credit scene for the third one. I missed out.
You missed out on
I
Zemo doing the most acting he does for the whole movie.
Oh, Zemo in that part.
Zemo is the one who introduces Hitler to Stalin.
To watch it. Need to watch the whole movie again to understand the
Yeah.
context, and then
I think that's for the best.
Yeah, we've twisted your arm.
yeah.
This movie's because this movie's dope.
So Conan, did you enjoy this more than the other two?
Nah, I don't know if I enjoyed it more than the other two. I was expecting to hate this, like, because all the reception had been really negative, and I don't know, everything I'd seen had been like seemed to really disdain this movie, and so I had
don't
much
think it
lower
deserves
expectations.
as low as a reputation as what it has compared to the other two.
That's it. I truly think like this is a pretty like it's a solid movie. It's not as good as the first one, as in like the first one is. Again, they're different beasts. Like this is a period piece, kind of serious drama. The other two are like ultra modern spy, almost parodies. They're very different. And maybe that's why. Like I can imagine if you're expecting Kingsman 3 and you're going to get this, you'd be like, "What the hell am I seeing?" And especially if you have no care about World War One, you'd be like, "What?" All sort of the conspiracy intrigue stuff would be entirely irrelevant. But
it's not even that good anyway.
No, it's not. But like they do focus on Franz Ferdinand and like that whole thing. And so if you're just like, what huh? If you have no idea who that is or what the point of that is, I just can't imagine it would be even less exciting.
I did have to explain it to my wife. I felt very smart actually. No,
No,
you see,
so-
he was.
She said, "Can you tell me how World War One is?"
Do you want me to tell you how World War One started?
I've waited for this day.
Spoiler alert.
Years.
Back in the day, there was a world war. No, so that's the thing. I felt like I wasn't really a big modern history fan back in the day in high school, and
best
I feel
history.
like all of this is stuff that I'd forgotten about. And then as soon as like they mentioned Ferdinand, I was like, oh, like I got like flashbacks to modern history. I was like, oh, I know what's going to happen. I was like, this is cool. I know history. Look at me, I'm smart.
They make great music. Yeah,
Exactly.
Take me out.
there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we ever get a sequel? Do you like which
Do you
one?
want a sequel? Do you want a sequel to Eggsy? Do you want to see Eggsy's
Yes.
story continue?
Yes. I'd be okay with watching another Kingsman movie. I'm not interested in another Kingsman movie.
What if we get Eggsy's story continuing and Rasputin comes back?
What if Eggsy gets
That's the
teleported
best.
back in time and he has to fight in World War II?
Now
I'm there for
we're
that.
cooking. Now we're here. What if he gets transported back and he becomes Hitler? Oh, yeah. What, did we just write the greatest movie?
Maybe.
Stalin's like, if you destroy the world, we can do it in the ass. Backstage pass.
It would have been funny if
Rasputin-
Rasputin did Rasputin make an anal joke in this?
No,
I felt
he
that
just
was probably-
he just licked a wound seductively.
And
I thought
he
it's
healed
funny,
it.
is it?
And healed it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because when, because when Ralph phones, is like, oh,
I
and
know.
his son's listening at the door. It was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. The Rasputin stuff is really funny in this, actually.
It is.
I would like to see both stories ended. Yeah. I want to see the sequels to both, honestly. I'm not chomping at a bit, but like it'd be nice to just finish the story. And like, I want to see the.
Is there
the
more to Eggsy's
conspiratorial
story?
Roswilla.
Is there more to Eggsy's story, or is that a
That's a good question.
Oh, I think like I can see him becoming the Colin Firth to another kid, right? And like, kind of like
Apparently
completing
the story explores the paternal bond between Harry and Eggsy.
Isn't that what the other two already do?
Pretty
No,
much.
but Colin Firth is old now, so
Yeah, he's old now.
you know it's going to be. Yeah,
But the first one is literally like that. It's like him being the father, the paternal figure to Eggsy.
Mm.
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like we won't get it. After the underperformance of the Kingsman.
The other two movies made more money than I thought, though. Honestly.
It's true.
especially the second one. I knew
Yeah.
the first one did all right, but yeah, the second one held strong as well. So, I mean, surely they wouldn't blame it. Like it was COVID times. You'd think that they would be like, oh, maybe we could. Is there something there? Like if they brought out another one, do you think it'd be financially successful? Whereas Kingsman lost its luster. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a good
In
question.
10 years time, maybe there'll be that whole, the legacy of it.
Get Tom
I
Cruise.
don't yet. Sure. Even he would have been good in The Statesman, actually. Tom Cruise was leading it.
Yes. Yeah. He should have been Jeff Bridges. Since Jeff Bridges doesn't have like a beard, then he shouldn't have been in this. Yeah. It's a shame.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is that the Kingsman done and dusted?
Yes, bro.
Let's rank them, bruv. For me, it's 1, 2, 3.
Wrong. It's 1, 3, 2. What's wrong with you?
I'd say 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you're both shit.
I'm a broken
Rasputin
man.
almost brings it over number 2, but then Elton John smacks him back down.
Who wins in a fight out of Rasputin or Elton John? It's not even a question.
I mean, Rasputin probably.
Yes.
But I don't feel like they'd be fighting, to be honest.
I was going to say, they might make love, not war.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up, we are taking a break from trilogies. The Last of Us TV show is coming out. We don't have our other podcast where we would have covered it normally. So we're going to cover it on this one. So every fortnight, we're going to do 2 episodes of The Last of Us Season 2. 8 episodes, right, Luke? So that's quite
Works out well.
quite a bit of time. But the next 4 episodes.
Yeah.
So join us for that. If you're not interested in that, we apologise. We want to cover it anyway. It's our podcast.
Please let us know so we can
because
get proper.
Conan has been pushing for us to branch out of trilogies for a while. So Conan is very interested in seeing the demographic for this.
If
you are interested in our thoughts on Last of Us Season 2, you can check out somewhere on YouTube our other videos reviewing Season 1 as part of Bonus XP back in the day, So
I think that's a wrestling channel now, isn't it, Luke?
The wrestling channel. So check out my thoughts on John Cena turning heel as well in the meantime. You could be one of the 18.
All right. Thanks for joining us for The Good, the Bad, and the Worst. This podcast is brought to you by a couple of books by Conan Clark, The God Grotesque and The Taste of Iron. Check them out on Amazon. I was going to make a joke about them giving you whiplash, but I don't know.
Or anal.
A lot of anal window scenes in that.
So much anal. Rate us on Spotify. Tell your friends about us, and we'll catch you next fortnight.
Peace, bruv.